The way back has me thinking a lot about me as a kid playing basketball. You know what? I think I have a photo to show you guys. Oh boy, I might regret this. Let's throw it up on the screen. Yep, that's me. Make fun of me all you want, but your boy got rebounds. I'm just saying. What's going on, you guys? James here with another real review, and today I'm talking all about Ben Affleck's latest film, The Way Back. It might just be my favorite movie of 2020. But before I tell you if it is or it isn't, if this is your first time here at the channel, welcome to Real James. Now, if you're wondering who that is, that's me, and I love talking all about movies. So each and every day I'm dropping new videos you're not gonna wanna miss out. Go ahead and hit the big red button below, subscribe to the channel, and tap on the bell right next to it just to stay up to date with anything new that I'm doing. If you missed it, I dropped my review for Disney Pixar's Onward. That is actually in the description below. Also, yeah, 007 got pushed back because of the coronavirus. I rebuke that virus. Yep, I do. You'll find the link for that discussion video in the description below as well. Now, if you haven't already, please like this video, share it with your friends, and in the comments below, I'm gonna ask you guys, what's your favorite sports movie? Alrighty, so let's waste no more time and hop right into The Way Back. Now, about the only hype I had for this movie really was Ben Affleck being directed by Gavin who actually did Warrior. If you haven't seen that movie, watch the rest of this video and then stop what you're doing and watch that film. It's an amazing movie that isn't really a sports film, but deals with a sport. It's the same way here in The Way Back, where Ben Affleck plays Jack Cunningham, a hometown hero, one of the best high school basketball players in his state. I don't remember the name of the state. Please don't hurt me. Unfortunately, his character deals with a ton of alcohol problems, drug addiction. I mean, he's gone through a terrible marriage. Basically, the man's life is a whole mess. But he gets a phone call from his former high school and they ask him to come and coach that men's basketball team. And yeah, this movie is incredibly emotional. And that's where I'm gonna start with the positives. I mean, this movie is incredibly visceral. It's real, it tears away at your heart. There are some scenes that made me just so engrossed in what was going on screen that I couldn't take my eyes away. A huge credit goes to Ben Affleck here. His performance, I mean, this is one of the best Ben Affleck performances that I've seen. I loved him in pretty much every single moment. I thought he brought a different approach because I'm so used to seeing him as Batman over the last few years. And in this film, I mean, there's nothing that I can say he did wrong. This is really his most grounded performance in a long time, and that's probably due to a lot of the key moments in this film with this character, Jack Cunningham, that mirrors his life in a sense. A failed marriage, alcoholism, addiction, it's all kind of there in his real life. So for him to take this role, it probably was a little difficult, I'd imagine, but he did such a great job at conveying emotion around every single turn. Now again, a huge credit to why I love The Way Back so much is Gavin. I mean, the way he toes the line between this film being a sports movie and an intense drama is really, really well done. Sure, there are some things about it that I didn't like, but I'm gonna save those for the negatives. Here, he's giving less of a gritty approach compared to Warrior, and he's leaving room for some more humor and a very, I guess, family-centric approach in some moments. I mean, this tugs at your heartstrings when it comes to the family aspect, trust me. Ah boy, I don't wanna get into spoilers, but there's a moment here that just destroyed me. Absolutely destroyed me. Now, on the other side of the drama, there are the basketball moments, and I love seeing Ben Affleck be that coach on the sideline, but not only that, the kids, the boys made this so enjoyable. I mean, let's just go ahead and read through the list of all these awesome actors because they really did a great job at just keeping it real 110% of the time. You had the hilarious Will Ropp as Kenny Dawes. I mean, there's this really funny running joke in the entire movie that got a huge laugh out of the entire audience. There's Brandon Wilson, who conveniently plays a character named Brandon. He's the point guard of the team, and actually my favorite performance of the entire cast of that team. I mean, boy, it's so good. And then you have Charles Lott Jr. as Chubbs, who brings the comic relief in some of the more tense moments, especially with his on-court antics. And there are just so many more boys to list in this film, but these kids can act. I loved the synergy. I mean, there was a lot of chemistry between them and Ben Affleck here, and you can tell they spent a lot of time on set together just getting to learn one another and really bring that sports feel to this film, which is really more of a drama. And another big reason why I love this movie is because of the way it was shot. I mean, the cinematography here is both a blessing and a curse, and I'll again get to that later. I love the way the film feels. It's very somber, yet there's an enlightening tone to it, especially when you get to the basketball scenes. I think that Gavin, again, just gets in between very sad and very motivational in a sense. So, I mean, again, kudos to him and the DP, and I think that they really worked well together. Now, this isn't a perfect film by any means, so let's move on to the negatives. There are some flaws here that kind of took me out, and surprisingly, it came on the technical side. You know how I just mentioned the cinematography being good? It's also the crux of the film, because there are moments where you can tell they went handheld, and they love these extreme close-up shots, and I have no problem with them. But for some reason, the camera doing these weirdly timed and very odd-looking zoom-ins that almost remind me of a reality TV show, it didn't work for me, and not only that, it actually took me out of scenes. And then on top of that, you have the score, which is not terrible, but I don't know. There's something about the piano and all the instruments that come together to make it feel kind of like a soap opera. And that didn't work for me, especially when it's begging for an emotional response from the audience. Yeah, that does not at all work for this guy. But you know, I'm a sap, so of course I kind of fell into those moments a little hard sometimes, but still, it doesn't take away from those moments being ingenuine when they probably should have felt authentic. And of course, like any good sports movie, you're gonna have those cliches, and trust me, you'll know it when you see it, but will they win? Oh, they're off to an awful start, and then all of a sudden you get into the montage of them winning back-to-back games. It just sort of happens. I mean, that's not even a spoiler. However, Gavin O'Connor does something really interesting with the end of the film and leaves things ambiguous that I kind of enjoyed. However, before that, there was a lot of predictability and you kind of understood the turn, even on the dramatic side, that this movie was going to take. And then there are some moments that involve Janina Gavankar. She's playing the ex-wife, Angela, to Jack Cunningham, and she brings the emotion, don't get me wrong. You know, there's a flow there, but it almost feels like her role was minimized whenever she's with Ben Affleck. I mean, there's even a scene where you expect the camera to rack focus whenever Javina's character is talking, but it doesn't. It just stays focused on Ben Affleck and, well, Angela's blurred out. It's such a weird moment because you almost feel like the film is telling you that the supporting cast is there, but this is a Ben Affleck movie. And of course, that's to be expected if you've seen any of the trailers. But for me, I kind of love to stick up for the supporting cast, especially when there are some gems in this movie, like I said. But overall, I really think this is a strong film. The Way Back is one of the best movies. Actually, you know what? Let's crown it right now. It's the best movie I've seen so far in 2020. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I almost teared up at one point. There's this really cool emotional connection I have with it because I played basketball. So for the 11 years that I was on the court, and yes, suicides still suck, I just fell in love with all these basketball moments. You know, when Ben Affleck's character is talking about running motion in a full court press, I'm like, inject this into my veins, bro, because I'm here for it. And not only is it one of my favorite Ben Affleck performances, it's actually one of the better directed movies I've seen in a little while, especially in the sports movie side. Gavin O'Connor has a knack for making it feel less like a sports movie and coating it with this dramatic outer layer. Now, will I understand some of the flaws and criticisms people have about the film? Absolutely, because again, it's not perfect. But we've had a weak January, a little bit stronger of a February, but to start off March with The Way Back, man, this is really, really good. Well, you guys, there you have it. That's my review of The Way Back, a film that I definitely recommend seeing. Y'all, it's emotional. And you know what else is emotional? Just the amount of love you guys show. So again, don't forget to like this video, share it, and in the comments below, let me know what you think when you see it. If you liked everything you just heard and saw, go ahead and hit the big red button below and subscribe to the channel. Also, don't forget to tap on that notification bell just to stay up to date with anything new I drop. Next week is looking so busy with movies, guys, so you're gonna wanna stay tuned for some awesome reviews. I'll be dropping some discussion pieces, and if any new trailers wanna surface, trust me, I'm reacting to those too. You guys are amazing. I love you. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you at the next screening. You know, I'm trying to remember my form. Shooting free throws. Ooh, my elbow cracked. Oh, your boy's not as limber anymore. That's about better. Let's see. Money.